Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Girlfriend Therapy Session with Dee. I am your host, Dee Bryant. And listen, this is going to be a special episode of Girlfriend Therapy Session. We're going to dive into the conversation about care, being a caregiver for your loved ones. And the reason why this episode is so special because we're dedicating this episode in honor of um, my guest, uh, Kim Mathis, and her daughter, Dantina. Dantina had passed away a year ago, and so we're dedicating this episode to her. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about my dear friend Kim. And this comes from my heart. I've known Kim since I've been 10 years old. We used to live together in the same apartment building. And so Kim and I, we have a lot of history. As a little girl, she's always been like a big sister to me. But, the fact that we had moved away and lost touch, and I didn't see Kim again until I was an adult. Um, Although we went to the same high school, Martin Luther King High School, she from the class of 79, I'm from the class of 82. And when I came to King, it was in 79. So I'm in the ninth grade, she's in the 12th. And I still didn't see Kim until we had a alumni basketball game. And I came to that basketball game and I saw Kim and I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was like the Lord just brought us back together
It
again.
is true.
And that was the same day that I had met her daughter Dantina for the very first time. And boy, did she have a smile that could light a room. But from that point, I didn't I didn't leave Kim. She stuck with me, because that was so many years ago of not seeing her since I was 10 years old, and the Lord brought us back together again. So,
Yeah.
listen, Kim, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. And let me just say, you wear a lot of hats, and she does. Being a parent caregiver, and even before that, she was a parent caregiver. A caregiver of
Yeah.
your mother and your grandmother, and so
Yes.
we have that in common also because I was also a caregiver of my mother and grandmother. But just dive in and tell us a little bit about yourself because she is a licensed massage therapist. She is a doula. And what that means is she does massages for pregnant.
Yes. And I'm going to jump in right now.
Yes, yes. And you go right ahead.
Dee, what I want to say to you is that you would not have chosen the most opportune moment to meet with me. February and March have become the most profound moments in my life
Mm.
because on February 26th, 2025, God embraced my daughter Dantina, and this month, March 25th, would have been her 28th birthday. Now, a little bit about me, and again, I want to greatly thank you for this opportunity. My name is Kimberly Mathis. Presently today, out of all the hats I wear, I'm going to name just a few. I am a licensed massage therapy professional, an educator of allied health, which I had the opportunity to not only teach and instruct adult students wanting to advance in their careers, uh, within the realm of massage therapy, medical coder billing, certified nurse assistants,
Mm-hmm.
medical assistants, uh, and beyond. It's a lot. Um, I was embraced by my teachers who really were very hard on me because they said you are a gifted natural educator as well as healer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm a 20-year licensed massage therapy professional. It's 20 years
20
now.
years in the making.
I started teaching as soon as I graduated from DPT Business School, which was at Center City.
Mm-hmm.
Um, DPT meant dedicated to placement and training. I graduated in 2005. My instructor, Karen Gilio, jack of all trades, I love her, came back to get me and she said, I need you to teach. Didn't want to do it. I had started my own business then, mobile massage. And I said, oh, Karen,
Mobile
so mobile
massage.
massage, yes. Embrace massage therapy, it was. And I came back to teach and embraced it. I taught from 2005 to 2014. Yes.
That's
At
a long
various
time.
schools, not only DPT, but other schools.
Mm-hmm.
The doula hat came into place. Uh, I am a double hip replacement survivor. In 2018, I had both hips replaced and with a right drop foot nerve damage condition right after my first surgery because I waited too late.
Mm.
Best thing I could have done, I am now running, not
Running,
walking,
running and
running and
dancing.
dancing. Yes. It was the best thing that I could have done. And all of that was from taking care of people all my life. I have been taking care of my brothers since age 9. A Barbie doll in one hand, baby on the other, straight on out to my grandmother, my mother, my aunt, Dantina. When I came home, called by my brothers to come home to engage to help with my mother had 4 uh, undetected strokes that caused blindness. So when I got
Mm.
home, my mother was blind, and at the same time, Dantina was diagnosed at 6 months of age under a category that's called global developmental delay disorder. Okay.
What is that exactly?
When you're not medical, that was the exact question I asked myself. And we're
Mm-hmm.
jumping around now
Right.
because the hats that I wear have different areas and different reasons in terms of my profession as
Mm-hmm.
to why I chose it. And doula comes in down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get into licensed massage therapy
Right.
because we put them on and we take them off.
Right.
In caring at that time for Dantina diagnosed with that diagnosis under a category, global developmental delay disorder, because at that time she couldn't get a full diagnosis because all they know is that she wasn't talking, she wasn't walking. She's not yet diagnosed yet. So they will put your children under that category.
Oh.
Until
Okay.
they get older is when the various conditions start to form.
Mm-hmm.
Di- Dantina was actually called a special type of mutation by her doctor. Her order is more genetic, which Dantina had a host of neurological conditions, although she didn't look it. She had a host of neurological conditions, as well as multiple disabilities. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which later evolved into brainstem damage,
Mm-hmm.
um, evolved into seizure activity, always with a smile. The doctors deemed me Dr. Mom because they said, wow, my daughter
Mm.
was deemed not to live past 10. God gifted us with 27 years before he embraced her. 27 years. But it was hard work. My sisters and kings and queens, it's hard work. You have to research. You have to go to it. It is not going to come to you.
Right.
And that is something that I talk about in my book. It is not going to come to you. In taking care of so many loved ones, you find yourself working for the love of your loved ones, and you put them before you,
Right. Right.
which causes a series of health conditions. I had came to grapple terms with that, which is why I said I have to go back to school. I have to either be a nurse,
Right.
which when I researched that would have took too long. What was going on with me, I needed to understand the medical realm in terms of anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, and so forth and so on.
Right.
Now, because I had loved ones in my family that were getting conditions and leaving me. So while caring for my mother, while caring for Dantina, I took the course for massage therapy.
Wow.
I was able to absorb it because it was something that I needed. I needed to understand the diabetes type 2 that affected my mother's health due to poor eating,
Right.
not going to the doctor as she should have. And at that time, she had lost her second husband. So there was nobody outside of herself when you get these conditions uh, to help. My brothers were young. They didn't know what to do.
Right.
All they know is that mom was not functioning the way she should have been functioning. So I had to go to school to learn about the cardiovascular system as well as other systems that relate to that in terms of the central nervous system that relates to that. So I did that, and it better helped me understand what had happened to my mother, what had happened to Dantina in terms of her multiple disabilities, and what had happened to me, as well as my sister. There was a lot going on in my life, and I did not add that. There was so much going on, and I say this because we as Black family must understand that we have to take care of ourselves. Must understand that.
Right. Because you're no good to nobody else unless you're taking care of yourself. I mean,
Yes.
How can you take care of someone if you
can't take care of yourself?
Yeah. Right. So that's important. Self-care has always been the topic of importance.
Yes. And I do want to get back into Dantina and honoring her through you. Thank you so much.
Oh, we all love
Schools are very important in terms to her longevity of life. I came through so many obstacles in terms to where we lived. Dantina not only had me, Dantina had a spiritual, biological resource village.
Okay, now.
That I had to leap to find, which is what I do today, out doing workshops, out speaking and embracing families that are actually put in my life along my walk that have family members with intellectual differences, multiple disabilities. And they're not aware that Philadelphia is rich in resources to help them. Wow. But unless you go out to go engage in the workshops, engage in like what's coming up now, our Sheriff Bilal is giving and has been doing events for autism and neurodiversity, which people needs to go out and engage.
And advocate for it.
And
Be a
advocate.
Strong advocate for.
Yes. Our school districts of Philadelphia have special education liaisons that are and some need to be researching this to get our parents involved that have children in special education.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm jumping around, guys, because my life is in depth, it's deep, and there's no way that I could actually explain it in an hour session. So I'm
Yes.
jumping around to bring clarity,
Okay.
and it does start with you researching. It starts with the environments that we put our children in,
Mm-hmm.
which in the school district we're battling to keep our schools because they're so needed.
Mm-hmm.
Dantina was placed in special education under the archdiocese system, okay? Because St. Catherine's Day School was a perfect match for her, which is a school that's in Wynwood, PA, that accommodates children with special needs.
With special needs. Mm-hmm.
From
Wow.
there, she did very well there. But once she started to go to high school, I wanted to mainstream her into the public school system, which I chose Widener School. That's off of Broad Knowledge, right behind Girls High. That
Oh,
is a special
okay.
education school.
Oh,
But I
wow.
had to register her at Martin Luther King High. When I brought her to register her at Martin Luther King High, I looked around and I said, they need me here. So that's how Dantina got Martin Luther King High. And by the way, Dantina's alumnus class of 2019, special education. She is a Martin Luther King graduate
Wow.
and our
Wow.
alumnus sister. My
And
baby is a sister.
and I didn't know that they had special needs
They
at
did.
our high school.
They
A lot
did.
of people don't know that. Why
Well, now
isn't
they
it
do.
always
Now they do. School King is now special education. So
good? Well,
when
that's
I
good.
did that, I went and met that day. I registered. I met teachers within the special education area, and I brought her into the school,
Mm-hmm.
and have been in the school since I brought her into school.
Wow. So that's when it all started
That
with Dantina?
with Dantina, bringing her back in Martin Luther King High School. That's when it
I
started.
didn't know that.
So I want to move on to the uh, involvement within that to help. It has always been my journey to help, to bring structure, to help others, because it is a hard task in terms of autism and neurodiversity. And again, it takes the spiritual family, the biological family, and the resource village out here to help your children.
Right, right.
A lot of people don't know that the neurodivergent umbrella, under the neurodivergent umbrella, falls all of this:
Mm-hmm.
autism, attention deficit disorder, which is ADD, dysplasia, learning disabilities, intellectual differences, Tourette's syndrome, Down syndrome, Williams syndrome, OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, ADHD, which is attention deficit, excuse me so much, because I'm about to cry, deficit hyperactivity disorder,
Wow.
SPD, which is sensory processing disorders, and we can go on and on, folks.
Wow.
In our lives, that the doctors have diagnosed our individuals, families with these conditions that must be worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in all areas, I want to get into food, and I do workshops on this because I'm jumping around, but I do workshops on this as well as many that interact with me to help families. Foods are very important, okay? Although medications are important, foods are important, herbal remedies are important.
Right,
So we have to work on health, okay?
right. And
Again,
we
then,
can't talk about
yes,
health without talking about the proper food that we
yes.
should be eating.
Yeah. Then Tina was diagnosed, and this again was a genetic disorder that came from her father's side. Then Tina's father is from West Africa. Um, She has a bloodline, Togolese lineage. I was tested and they said it didn't come from my side. Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Having her, once she was diagnosed, and to look at her pictures, you would not think that there was a problem. So at that time, we were young. You know, there wasn't a cell phone. As you know, Google might have hit around. Google came about in the 1998, actually. Google was founded. So at that time, we couldn't go to our phone and say, go over developmental delay
Right,
disorder. What does
right,
that mean?
right.
No. You had to go research it, get
In
an
the
encyclopedia,
library, in the
library.
encyclopedia.
Yep. Yep. So at that
So
time, we were kind of in denial because we did not understand. Looking at our beautiful daughter, we're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with our daughter. But the
right.
doctors are telling me that there is. And they're referring me to specialists in different departments that I knew nothing about, which is one of the reasons why I went back to school. I had to
Hmm.
find out to be able to advocate for my daughter.
Right.
We must advocate for our children, meaning you have to now research and somewhat know what the doctors know, which is why I'm known as Dr. Mom by all the doctors.
Really?
Yes. So we have to advocate for our children.
Yes, yes, we do.
In terms of, and then I'm jumping around now.
It's okay.
I'm
It's
jumping around
okay
now
because you
because I
you
want to
come with
get,
a lot of
yes, it's a
resources.
lot. It's a lot. And I do
A
want to
lot of
focus on that.
resources, and you wear a lot of hats. So feel free to
Yeah, I
jump
want to
around.
focus on that. Now I will jump into, I've talked about the massage therapy professional side, the allied health educator side, the doula side came in after my surgeries. My surgery in 2018, healing 2019, running 2020, COVID hit. COVID
COVID hit.
hit and was killing many, to
Mm,
include massage therapists. Because at that time, that pandemic and that plague, I call it,
mm-hmm,
rolled into the United States and people didn't know what was going on. People thought they had a common cold or the flu, but they were carrying a killer.
mm,
This is when I decided to go more independent and work out my home. I currently have a home based business in my home. There's a spa in my home and there's a doula room in my home. And my clientele that come to me call it the sanctuary.
mm-hmm.
I'm kind of proud of that too, being
Yeah, and you should be. You should
proud
be.
of that.
So,
I'm proud of that, being a practitioner of African based religion and a preservationist of the culture. I'm kind of proud of that.
as you
So
should be. I'm proud
I
of you
want
too.
to go there. With the doula, I took that on because at the time we couldn't really see as many clients. Everybody had to go get their tests, sign consent that they didn't have the colds or
The,
the
the
yes,
COVID, right?
COVID.
Yeah.
So I became more embraced with uh, my individual females as well as couples in terms of doula. I was able to do it virtually, and I was also
Virtually.
virtually. It's
Wow.
virtual doula, as well as care for those getting their prenatal and postpartum massage sessions that were done at my home, and that came under the support of the Labor Alliance of Pennsylvania Labor Alliance. And that is
Wow.
something that I will, anybody interested in becoming a doula, if you have any kind of medical background, you can come through that to get that training. Okay. And it'll fall under Donna Doula International once you do that. And that's a whole process. Uh, from 2020 to the present, I have assisted in helping with the obstetrician and or the midwife. Doulas are not, we're not to be delivering children. We are assistants in childbirthing, and care, working side by side with the obstetrician or doula with the families to date 5 girls. Who runs the world? Girls.
Wow.
5 girls.
Wow.
So that was
That's
another hat that
crazy.
I took on during the pandemic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And moving forward, I'm back. The pandemic has kind of mutated in our lives. So these viruses are now mutated. So
Yes.
they're a part of our life now. Part of our life.
Wow. Wow.
So,
What a story, Kimberly.
and it's just so much, and I'm so sorry if I am jumping around because my life is a journey. It is a leap of faith and has been,
Yes.
and it's ongoing. Even to my hip replacement is ongoing. Exercise is now for life. I am cyborg titanium, both hips. I call it cyborg titanium.
Is that what it's called?
For
Wow.
me, that's what I
Oh,
call it.
that's what you.
Yes, I am cyborg titanium.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Wow.
I
Well, let's.
do want to talk about my book.
Yes. It's
Yes.
entitled The Parent and
Caregiver
Caregiver's
Guide.
Guide. And please share with the audience how they can purchase your book.
Yes,
We will
yes,
have all of Cash App and
yes,
everything on
yes,
the screen. But
yes. This is it's not just a book. This is a blueprint. I had the pleasant opportunity to meet Dr. Maeva Clark through Sandra Wilkes. Strong women who have cared for their children that are with special needs.
yeah.
Now have transitioned through God's embrace, or they
Mhm.
are adults working side by side with them. Dr. Maeva Clark reached out to me to tell me about this guide. And in this guide, there are 12 other queens, to make it 13, that have raised their children and or fostered children with intellectual differences and multiple disabilities.
And so
I
that's
was so impressed with reading their stories in this book. All of us have information in here that you can reach out and talk to any one of us, and we will help you. We will help you.
wow. That's amazing.
Dr. Maeva currently, and she's in my first resource, has initiatives that she's doing now, free, gifted to help. Okay?
Mm.
I've added her information. Especially, I'm so proud of her mothers of exceptional kids.
Yeah.
She does a every Tuesday talk. You can get with her.
Okay.
All her information is there. I'm so proud of
It's in
her,
the book.
and I will support her. And it's on the chat. The information that I gave you to roll out.
Yes.
She's open for all and always promoting that she's there for you,
Mm-hmm.
as well as all the other queens that are in here, to include her mother. To include her mother
Wow.
is in this book.
Wow. Well,
This
it's
book
an amazing book.
was last given to a social worker, and the person that I gifted the book to gave it to a social worker, and the social worker told this individual that this is not just a guide, this is a blueprint.
Yeah, because it has a lot of
It's a
resources
lot
in
of
it.
information in
A
here.
lot of resources to help parents with children that have multiple disabilities. I mean, it's an
And
excellent
adults,
book.
not
And
just
adults.
children, and
And
adults.
adults.
Right now, I don't know, all of us have the same book that are in here, the same cover, but
Mm-hmm.
on the back, we have our own, what they call mantra. that
Right.
explains how our feedback, our testimony.
Right.
I currently sell my own book and I promote it through workshops.
Mm-hmm.
The book is $30 and you can get it from me through my Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. I have everything. But you can
Yes.
get this book and
And
mail it out to you.
all that'll be at the bottom of the
Yep.
screen at the end of the show.
The
Yeah.
testimonials that are in here within the sisterhood that's in this book,
Mm-hmm.
our testimonials are powerful. And each one of us touch one. You have to touch one, teach one, help one.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us have raised children
Mm-hmm.
that are active, are professionals, have overcome and are still working with their intellectual differences and making it happen. All right?
Yes, good.
And making it happen.
Mm.
A lot of the I did enter I did input some profound resources that have helped me. That have helped me.
Right.
Outside of meeting Dr. Maeva Clark, the next resource that I do want to talk about is Vision for Equality. Vision for Equality is located here in Philadelphia and has been for over 2 decades or more. Over two
Really?
decades or more.
Why
How
haven't
I
we heard about
Because you
some
have
of
to go
these
to it.
resources?
I had actually found it through the yellow to the pages. You know how you would log on, and, log through the yellow pages and things back then.
Yeah,
I
back
found it
then.
then. Visions for Equality serves people and families with disabilities. Their mission is to assist and empower people with disabilities and their families to seek quality and satisfaction in their lives, as well as equal access to supports and services. I advocate for them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know I advocate for them, but I advocate for them because the first group that came out to meet with me to guide me along the way were advocates of Visions for Equality that had raised their children, and they were out there doing just what I'm doing today. I follow their lead to meet with parents and families to yet advocate for them, to make sure that they have everything in place that they need, to make sure that they know about Visions for Equalities. Dr. Maeva Clark,
She was the
everyone in
one.
this book. I
She
want them
was.
to know about everybody because there's nobody talking about it. There's nobody there to help them. I
Mm-hmm.
want them to know how to mainstream their children into the system, how to work within our school district of Philadelphia to make sure that their children are mainstreamed in the proper educational support system that they can get so they can advance. I want
That's
them to
good.
know about DPH IDS, which all children should be documented. If you have you have a child that has a multiple disability or autism, they should be registered with the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services. A lot of people don't know that. This opens it up so they can get grants, so they can get support that they need to help,
Right. Right.
so they
Mm.
can get what they need, those tools to help.
Mm.
This should be taught in the school system by our special education liaisons. Dantina had the best special education liaisons at Martin Luther King.
Wow.
The
And
best.
she was the one who started it.
Uh, no, no, no.
She was the one.
Within Martin Luther King, and I'm going to give that shout out about King, because Martin Luther King, when I came back in there, Mrs. Hicks and Miss Argrove, who is now the principal of Girls High School, yes,
Oh, wow.
they were special education liaisons
At King.
at King. Principal Wilkins is still there. I met her when I came in the door. She's
Mm.
still the principal. still the principal, and we work together as one. I'm known for that within our special education program there. Okay. Parent participation is important.
Important. I know.
We are fighting to keep our schools, and I hate to go off, but I do have to add that we are fighting to
Fighting to
keep
keep
our
our
public
schools
schools
open.
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 Parents must engage. You must engage. School is
I
not a
know.
daycare. And I'm going to move on and get back to this. My resources will be listed. Dee will make sure the resources that I've listed, and that's just a
Yes.
mere 4 important ones, are
Mm-hmm.
listed. I want to get into guardianship of adults.
Yeah,
Guardianship of
and
adults.
that was the question that I was going to ask
I
about
know.
guardianship.
I've talked
And that's
about
important.
Dantina. My baby, again, is in the best care. She's in God's care. And again, February and March are very profound months for me. The D has opened it up for me to talk about because I have not talked about Dantina in her transition. I've been busy. God has been keeping me busy. Uh, but I do want to talk about guardianship of your loved ones.
Yes.
And I'm going to start here.
Now what steps, necessary steps that we need to do when it comes to guardianship?
Yes. Not only did I do this with Dantina, I had to get legal guardianship over my mother, which is done through family court.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, first of all, apply for that. One for a child. Let's start with the child first.
Okay.
Many families don't know that as your child approaches 16 years of age, you have to start the process to prepare for legal guardianship for your incapacitated loved one, meaning if your children are not able to speak
To
or care
speak,
for themselves or
right.
things like that, and they fall under the umbrella of autism, neurodiversity. They are
Mm-hmm.
not able to handle their own business. You are supposed to be a legal guardian.
Right.
You have to go through family court to get that. Most families don't know that, so they are actually at when their loved ones turn 18, they are now handling their Social Security, their county assistance, things like that, and they have not got legal guardianship. It transitions over from once they turn 18, we have to remember that they are now adults.
Adults under that
Adults
age, but they still not able to
to take.
think or speak for themselves.
So if you're
So
handling their assets and or property, you have to report that. And in the report through family courts, guardianship, you have to report it every year. You have to report all of the
if
doctors that
you don't have the guardianship, you have to report.
no, you still
Oh,
have to do
okay.
it. You
Oh,
still
okay.
have to do it. It's a yearly report that you have to, and you pay for it. You have to report where their finances are going, where their county assistance is going. You have to list all the doctors that they see, all the doctors that they see. Okay.
Wow.
You have to, if they are at an age and you're handling their money, they can pay rent. They can pay rent. That has to be documented. Okay. Has to be documented. Um, and more. These are things that I need the parents out there that have not done that, and many don't think that they should or have to. And that's for adults too. We have a lot of people that have lost they're taking care of their adult loved ones and they have not done this. You have to be a legal guardianship to care for your loved ones. And
Yeah.
it's done through family court.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
way you're not liable. You're not liable.
Right.
Many are in bank accounts without getting the proper guardianship approval. They're going to the bank, they have just taken over their loved one's bank accounts. That's 10 to 20. It's a federal offense. Uh,
Yeah.
but this is what we're going through in this nation
Mm-hmm.
to date,
Wow.
to date,
You
which is
you
sad to say that this administration somewhat is right about that. Sad to say. So we
wow.
have to get this together. And
Mm-hmm.
I stand as an advocate to help you. I help anyone because
Mm-hmm.
I have been there and I've done that
Right.
to the point where I went to close out my daughter's case through guardianship. And Judge Overton was still her judge.
Wow.
And he sent for
Still the
me,
same judge.
yes,
That's
and he
wow.
sent for me to give personal condolences for the loss of my
Wow.
child. And what he said, young lady, again, I first and foremost want to give condolences for the loss of your child, but I need you here with me. Your reports were impeccable. Never had to worry about you submitting proof, submitting clear documentation of where your child's monies went.
Wow, Kim.
I would be honored if you served here in family court as a legal guardianship investigator.
Wow.
Yes,
Really,
it is a
Kim?
test, it is a certification that
Oh,
I'm working on. Yes.
oh, Kim.
And to add that,
Oh, Kim.
yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
I'm taking care of
you're gonna
so
make
many
me
now.
cry on
So
podcast.
these are
Oh,
things that
Kim.
we have to do to be able to take care of our loved ones the right way,
Wow.
so we're not held accountable.
Yeah, the right way.
I also want to add that our special children through child support, and I don't know whether anyone realizes this, that both parents have to take care of their child.
Right.
And when your child falls under the category with autism, neurodiversity, and they are deemed incapacitated, the father and or mother has to pay for them the rest of their life.
Of
Child
course.
support becomes adult support. And I'm so proud of my daughter's father because although we parted due to differences because of lack of understanding what was going on, we had careers, and I made the decision that I will take care of her and you pay. Because at that time, I wasn't going through that.
Right.
There was too much on me. But I will tell you, child support became adult support, and her father cared for her until the day I called him so he could talk to her in her last hour.
Mm, mm, mm.
I went to
Wow.
close that out at child support. There were three entities of help that I had to go close out: Social Security, Family Court Child Support, and Guardianship. Three
Wow.
that had to be closed out. And a lot of people don't know this. I do a workshop on it. Anybody that's interested, you can
Mm.
reach out to me via my email. I do one on
You
one.
can
It doesn't have to be a class. It's one on one. What anybody wants.
you are a class act. I mean, you
And I'm
just
about to
know
cry here because it's a lot.
it's
It is no way that I can explain what I've been through in 25 years, going on 30. It's actually more than that. There's no way that I can explain it all at once without jumping all over.
but Kim, I can't even we need some tissues over here
Yeah,
because
yeah,
because being a caregiver, first of all, being a caregiver is a lot. It's hard work. And we don't, we don't know all the resources that's out there, but Kim is here today to tell you that Philadelphia is rich when it comes to resources. I didn't know that during the time when I was caring for my mother and my grandmother, well,
Yeah,
especially my grandmother, because um, you know, it was a lot.
it's a lot.
It was a lot caring for her. You know, she was bedridden. She suffered from Alzheimer's, and so she couldn't speak for herself and make decisions for herself. And I had to go through what you were
Yeah,
speaking of, the guardianship
then that's another thing.
and and
Yeah,
and all those
it's
things.
another topic in terms of
Yeah,
healthcare. That falls under another category in terms of guardianship and healthcare support. Okay, and you and I spoke about that.
right,
I
right,
would be remiss not to mention my family.
right.
My family has gone through a lot. I have a brother that has a special needs son that's a year older than Dantina. Different diagnosis, but still the
But
same.
pretty much the same. Yeah.
And I'm proud of my brothers and my sisters because we are born caretakers and we are born caretakers and givers. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there's a difference between your caretakers and takers of care, which are both good, by the way. But my brothers were fathers before they became fathers. I'll say that. So we have come a long way, and I'm proud of them. I would be remiss not to mention them. They were taking care of my mother. They didn't even know what they were doing. They had no idea what had happened.
Well, you
No,
know,
because my mother was a provider, and she's very uh,
I remember
strong.
your mother. I
She was
remember
she
your
was she
mother.
took charge of everything. So if you did not know how to handle the business, she did it all. So in her time of sickness, and I'm sorry I wasn't there with her when it happened. I had
Mm,
to come back, and I was called back by my brothers. We went through our hard times, but we got it done, folks. We got it
yeah,
done. We
yeah.
got it done. It caused a lot of division, but we got it done. But we are still a family, and we're
Right,
together.
right.
See, health, and I want to touch that. Dealing with your loved ones, for some reason, family during that time, and not just my family, there are the other families that separate when it comes to that. And this is a time when we should all pull together. And I do want to say this, those of you that are listening, again, I'm sorry. This is all over the place, but this is my
Don't
journey and this is my
apologize.
life.
That's right.
And again, it
Yeah,
can't be talked about all at once in an hour. So I am jumping around, but I'm hoping that you are getting things out of what I'm saying that can help
right.
you. And I'm hoping that you hear me because I am
They
here
hear
for
you.
you as well as other resources, other sisters, as I call queens, and other kings that
Mm-hmm.
are out there that are going through this that will gladly meet with you. No money needed to
Mm-hmm.
give you what you need out here
That's
to
right.
help you along the way.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'd be surprised. It's a lot of people out here that really don't know
Don't know.
the process or the resources when it comes to caregiving. And, and many of us are in the place now caring for their loved ones or caring for a child who suffers from autism or other disabilities.
Yes.
They, you know, I'm glad you're here because many of us we don't know the resources that's out there, and these resources will come in
Yes.
and help you, and there
Yeah.
are advocates that work for these. resources,
Yes,
right? And they will
yes.
come in
Voluntarily.
voluntarily.
Voluntarily, as I do as many. You know, if you just pay attention in this realm, I have found that the the parents come to me out of the blue. They're just standing and they'll have a conversation. Like I was buying a donut in Dunkin' Donuts, and a young lady, she just looked distressed. And I said, what's wrong? How are you? First of all, my name is Miss Kim. And she told me her name. And she said, my son is showing signs of aggressive behavior. And
Mm,
they're trying, I don't know what to do. In school, I have to get, so I go there with her and I say, who is his primary care physician? And she tells me, but it's not a primary care physician that would help him. I give her resources at St. Christopher's Hospital for children, for
or
children with special care needs.
yeah, and
Or
that's
she can
the
go
type
to
of
Penn.
physician
That's the
that
type of
she
position
needs.
that he needs for, that
Right.
she needs for him.
Him, right.
She said, I said, do that for me. Now,
Yeah.
why? I don't get into that, why the doctors are not doing that, but maybe she was not taking the child to the doctors as much as she should. That could have been a reason too.
Yeah, that
But
could have
that is
been.
not my business. My business, when someone comes to me, or I feel that I feel that energy and they need my help. And if they're willing to talk to me after asking the question, what is it? What's wrong? How can I help you? Because I do reach out to a lot of uh, my younger sisters that are not so young. They're running 35 on up, and then from 19 on up 35 that I have to help,
Mm-hmm.
to 45 actually. Well, I have some. But it's about reaching one, touching one, helping one, trying to build the better understanding. You see them struggle, especially with, now it's going to call your attention to our men and women that are taking care of their children with special needs. It's going to call your attention. I was sitting in Popeyes and a family came in, his 3 children, his youngest had Down syndrome. He went to get the chicken. She ran right over to me and took a seat, looking at me. And her brothers and sister went to pull her out. I said, no, she's fine. She's fine. And she sat there, she played. I said, how? And she waved at me. Her
Oh,
father came over to say he was
oh,
sorry. I said, sorry for what?
that's
And I
right.
said, it is a pleasure to meet you. And I introduced myself, and
You
he
had your
was
book,
gifted. No,
or you
I
gave
took
them
his number, and he was gifted this book from me.
what?
And he called me, he said, Miss Kim,
Oh my God.
May God continue to bless you.
Mm,
You just answered my questions. I did not know all of this was out here. I did
wow.
not know.
Mm, mm, mm.
She's 4. He's right at that point where she needs that early intervention care. Now, again, I don't know what's going on with the hospitals, or because St. Christopher's Hospital for Children was on point with that in terms of resources and the care team that was in there for Dantina.
Yeah.
So I will always refer to St. Christopher's Hospital for Children, special
What
department
about
of for children with special care needs.
what about the Philadelphia Children's Hospital? How
That's
you
good
feel
too.
about that?
That's good too. I
Okay.
did not get all my services from them. I
Okay.
went through St. Chris
Okay.
from the time I brought Tina in there,
Mm-hmm.
straight on out until she transitioned out, and
Mm-hmm.
went to Einstein Center for Adults with Special
Oh, okay.
Needs. See,
Okay.
now it keeps going because you have to refer out, you have to find out where to go. And Dantina's doctor, Dr. Hasbrock, as well as those before her,
Mm-hmm.
those elder doctors served them, then they're well in their 80s helping. She
Well,
had the best care.
okay. Well, let me ask you, um, what lessons did Dantina give you? What are the things that
Then
stands out to you when what did she teach you about life and love and resilience?
Dantina taught me that I can do it. And I can do it with her and help many others.
Mm-hmm.
She taught me to look beyond a diagnosis, to look
Mm-hmm.
beyond that when they say that this person is not going to live past this time. I helped my baby and I said, we going to prove them
We're
wrong.
going to prove them wrong, and
And
that you
did.
did. That's right.
I
That you did.
I look at that I need help and it's out here for me to get the help I need. I lived in apartments, and the first thing I said, I need to be a homeowner, but did not have the means to be a homeowner in terms of finances, in terms of credit. Now I'm going to share this. Home is very important. I received a home through Habitat for Humanity Philadelphia. I went into the program, became a partner family homeowner, and Habitat built me or rehab a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, handicap accessible home with a deck in the Germantown section of Philadelphia. I am now a homeowner. It is mine, 20 years, which I paid that off before 30 years. That home sustained longevity of life for my child. And anyone that came there knows it. Dantina's area where she slept is now Dantina's lounge. I have a lounge back there.
So you
Yes,
transformed
yes,
it into a lounge.
yes.
Oh
It is a
wow.
lounge for her, where her medical bed was back there, where her home health aides took care of her, and it was a lounge then because they had their own environment. But I've turned it into a lounge. But I say this to say that the home environment is very important, and where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right.
And Habitat made that way for me to the point
Wow.
where,
I hear about that all the time,
yes,
but never know.
and I advocate still for them today. When I received my home in 2009, I was interviewed by the board, one of the board of directors, who I asked her, because I was speaking on behalf of Habitat, I asked her, are there any partner family homeowners on the board? She told me, there are not. I said, I'm going to be the first. It was. I served 6 years as a board of director, and following me served other partner
But
family homeowners that are still on the board,
homeowners, right?
that are partner family
Homeowners
that
on
on the
that's
board.
on the board of directors.
Yes,
Mm,
there's one on. There's one since then, because we serve as the voice. We've come through it,
right,
so we
right.
serve as their voice to be able to help families, to be able to speak to the board members that are very caring. I was on the board with some big boards, bringing in big money, and I'm proud to say that I was able, through Merck
Got
Pharmaceuticals and the
chills.
Eagles, bring $10,000 off of what I wrote to Habitat. So it's not about that. It's about your story, your journey,
Right, right.
what you share, what you help for the cause to help others. That's what it's about. And that has been my life. That is, and still my life. Still my life.
Oh,
I work
Kim,
with many
you're such
grassroots
an
organizations
inspiration.
to
Oh,
try to bring a change basically for the black family as for others.
mm,
Okay? But I'm worried about my people. We're going to get it. We're going to change. It's all hands on deck now. It's time.
hmm.
All hands on deck. It is time.
Okay, well, listen, as we honor Dantina um, memory, um, how do you continue to celebrate her,
It has been a
Dantina's life?
year. It has been a year, and I will tell you that I would be remiss not to mention her eldest sister, Tracy. They are 18 years apart. My eldest daughter, Tracy Renee Mathis, has been my ride or die since the birth of her sister. I celebrate Dantina through her, too. After Dantina's embrace with God, I lost my voice. I did one of those, and I totally ruptured my vocal cords.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't talk for a little bit there, and then I was squeaky the rest of the time. So between Tracy, my eldest sister Geneva, and my brother William,
William.
they were in great support of me during that time. We helped each other. Where family is important.
That's right.
Family is important.
That's
And I have
right.
a lot of sisters and brothers. Those are just three out of who I named, but they were there for me at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
live for Dantina through them. After that, God took over. I was busy from that time straight on out, where I didn't even have time to think about the loss of my child until someone mentioned it to me coming into the new year.
Mm.
How are you, Kim? We're coming. Actually, it was Dr. Maeva. It was
In the
Dr.
book.
in the book. She said, "How are you? We are coming up on this time." I said,
Oh,
"I have
Kim.
been busy.
The
I
people
have
that
to
are,
keep moving
yeah,
because many of us get caught up into the loss of our loved ones and don't keep in memory of their resilience."
mm-hmm.
God embraced my daughter. She transitioned smoothly.
Yeah.
Transitioned smoothly.
Well, okay. Well, what would you, any last words that you want to tell our listeners about being an advocate for their children or caregivers?
Yeah. I just want to say that please continue to advocate for your children, all children, your legacy, your lineage. Stand up for what they need.
That's right.
Stand up for education. Stand up for anything you need for them because it's out there. But you have to leap. You have to leap.
That's right.
If you take one step, God carries you seven more, six
That's
more
right.
to make it seven. How about that? What is that? Footprints in the sand?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he
Footprints in the
has
sand.
carried me. He has carried me.
I know.
Witness.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's right.
have to advocate. And there are many of us out there that are here for you to support you. Anything you ask me, I probably have a resource for it. My baby
Well,
had a village, not habitat, just habitat, public health management. Visions for Equality, the Salvation Army Croc Center. We could keep going.
Wow.
We could keep going.
Kim.
Associated Alumni, we keep going.
Yes. Yes. Like
We,
I said, you wear many hats. And what I love about you, Kim, you're just so genuine. And you have a heart of gold. Always willing
I
to help
try.
somebody. Always willing to help somebody.
And, there are many, I've had my ups and downs, and there are many that don't understand me, and they don't understand strength in women that have been through what you and I and many have been through.
That's
It's
right.
not aggression, it's strength.
It's strength.
Because without it, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And by the way, I'm a mother of many, not only just the mine, but
That's
I
right.
help bring many through things and been there for many as a mother of the village. They don't have to be your biological.
Right.
That's something we're losing.
Welcome. You came with a lot of wisdom today and a lot of information for those who are seeking it. So this is what this platform is all about. It's about caring and sharing information.
D,
It's
I love
about,
you. I love you.
I
We could
love
have
you.
sat and talked about this and been
Well,
hitting,
I've learned
and I
so
would have
much.
just
I've
not
learned.
known. I'm a little nervous, but not. But we could have talked about this, and I feel comfortable.
Oh,
And I'm hoping that within this, that I could reach and help somebody. And again, I'm there for anyone that wants to reach out to me, because there's so much more information that I didn't talk about.
yeah. You have a
Because
long
each
list.
topic is structured for that particular need.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot. This autism neurodiversity umbrella is a lot.
Yeah.
And within the condition, there's a condition.
Well, listen, we're gonna have you on back again, most definitely, because
Yeah.
you full of
And
wisdom.
I was all over the place.
You
I'm
full of
sorry.
wisdom. But listen, let me just read the medical disclaimer because we could either read it in the beginning or the end. So I'm just gonna read it during the end. So the information shared in this episode of Girlfriend Therapy Session with D is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Please consult qualified healthcare professionals regarding any medical concerns or treatment decisions. Okay, but in the meantime, if you enjoyed this segment of Girlfriend Therapy Session with D, we ask that you click like or make a comment and subscribe. Until next time, may you all be inspired and may you all be blessed. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.
Take care. Thank you.